Okay, the purpose of this video is to figure out if any other guidelines affect the height of a certain zone. So, in our case, we are looking at the address at 2635 34th Street and using the assessor's parcel number to verify the address and be more precise. It says that the address and parcel number is using a C2 general commercial and under special planning district. We did not find any height restrictions on the special planning district, only the number of stories. That gives us 2 to 6, and then general commercial gives us a height maximum of 65 feet. But if you're besides a residential zone, depending on the distance, you have limited height. So it looks like this one applies. Um, Another thing that could impact our height is certain districts like historic districts. So if you go to City of Sacramento and use the search box and we type in historic district. No, I made his song spawn in historic district maps. We can look at, and looking at our Google map, we are in what areas? What area are we in? We are in the close to North Park or Oak Park. So over here, North Oak Park or Oak Parks. There's no North Oak Park, but Oak Park here. And if we look at this one, this is Broadway. There's this little triangle. Our land is somewhere here, and it looks like we are outside of this one. So not really sure, but looks like we are. Anyway, the purple one, what's the designation? Purple one. The purple areas are the surveys in progress, so that means that there's no impact yet on the purple areas. The blue areas are the ones that have a historic guideline that's been adopted, and that's just somewhere in this area. So since we're far away from the blue, which is our lot is somewhere over here, okay, I believe, or maybe here. So somewhere over here, second. So I don't think that we're impacted by this historic district of Oak Park. So, and if you look at this historic district maps, I don't see anything here. There's nothing about Stockton or Broadway or anything, just Oak Park. So I think we're safe with historic district. So historic districts affects building height, design, and everything like that. We could also look at business districts. So we can look at business district. The business districts improvement or design guidelines. If you look at that one, Oak Park Business District, Oak Park Design Guidelines. Here you go. You want to look at also the year 2007. If it's been updated, it should be removed from this website. Anyway, let's look at this one. This is all about residential, I believe, site design, scale, number of garages, but this is about single family residential, multifamily, manufactured home. There's commercial design standards and guideline. There's two, either Broadway or Stockton commercial. So which are we then if we are over there? Let's look at a diagram or a map that's available here. So here you go. That's that one. That's too big. So here's Oak Park. Just look, maybe, oh, here you go. Here's another one. And our land, Broadway, is somewhere over here, right? It's somewhere over here. There's no other cross street here. So we may be within this Broadway commercial character area. And let's look at the Broadway commercial character area. So let's go back again to Broadway commercial character is page 68. So let's go. into this page. Look at this one. Let's use this page 68. What page is this? Page 30 and page 66, 60. So here's commercial design guidelines, and we want to look at the Broadway. General, we have two. We want to look at the Broadway. So here's Broadway commercial character area, and you got to read through this and look at the design guidelines. So here's another map, and here is 35th, 34th is here, and our land, I believe, is somewhere over here. So I think we are outside of the Broadway. That means that we probably are looking at the Oak Park, because Broadway is this dark area over here, right? This dark, that's Broadway, and our land is outside of that one. So from Broadway, we got one, the Y Street. So if we look at our assessor, here's Broadway, 34th. Here's 34th. We got 2nd Avenue. We got 1st Avenue here. So let's look at 1st Avenue. Here's 2nd Avenue. So it looks like we are outside. So this is 34th, I believe. So here's 1st. This is the alley. This is 2nd Avenue. So our land is right outside of it. So it's not in Broadway. That means it's in the Oak Park. So let's look at Oak Park design guideline. Oak Park design guideline. So I believe this is now Oak Park. Okay. So Stockton commercial now. Stockton commercial area. So we are not here in Broadway commercial area. We are now in the Oak Park. So let's look at Oak Park. Building orientation. You can put usable space. You must be directly addressing the sidewalk, but you can do an outdoor usable space. Here are design guidelines. Building should be constructed to the front of the property. Facades to the front public street should be built parallel to the public right-of-way, which is a sidewalk. A portion of the front setback may be increased by as much as 15 feet to accommodate restaurant seating or courtyard. Okay, so building corners may be set back to create corner entries or chamfer. So that means that if you have a corner, you can have like a chamfer or a 45-degree. Here's Broadway, and we also wanted to look at, let's see, parking. So parking impacts our land. So we want to look at that one. Parking says that parking should not be located at the front of the building. So can't put parking there. We want to put parking by the secondary street or the alley. Looking for building heights also. So parking structure design guidelines, entry, Broadway. I don't see anything architectural, so maybe there's going to be some height restrictions here. There you go. Building height, massing and scale. Does it say anything about the height? You have to read through this. Should not block important views. Floor to floor height used in older. Massing design should be there. Building facades, rational. So it looks like if you read through this, that the height is going to be basically don't go higher than something existing. So I don't see anything that establishes a building height. So this business district does not limit us, but the C2 commercial does limit us to 65 feet if we are 80 feet away or more than residential. Okay, so you got to look at historic district and business district. Sometimes there are height requirements on that one. I think the parking is important. It tells us that we can't have parking in front of us. We have parking behind us. Okay, So don't forget to always check historic districts and business districts that could impact your lot. Okay.